It's all over India. Here you go, what sweet is famous? You can go and just buy it on the street and see.
Just to send it.
Okay.
Know where, what to do. Later, maybe you can send it.
Okay. What sweet you want to eat in India? It is a full information.
Yeah, like I was like, I believe you, but it's like I haven't interacted with you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Bhagavan Narahari Prabhu, can you hear us? Haribol.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, I hear you. I'm really apologize to all Vaishnavas food. I'm
Today is
just
Sunday.
cooking for
Why
Govinda.
didn't you come? You're cooking.
No, Prabhuji, I started in the morning cleaning and now finish cooking. I have 3 Vaishnavas in home. So if I don't do the Vaishnav Seva, they will be unfed. So as I have alternative Zoom, I'll be on the way. I'll see your lotus feet.
Okay, no,
but I will be on the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatari Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavangsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathannitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhannitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So, we have been discussing about performing our bhakti devotional service in following the rules and regulations given to us by Sri Rupa Goswami. So, we have discussed about what are the favorable conditions of bhakti and what are unfavorable conditions, and different types of Vaishnavas, how to deal with them. And then Now, today, we're going to discuss about the process of performing devotional service by chanting Krishna's names and his pastimes. So then gradually we'll move on to discussing the process of Raganuga Bhakti. So this book, according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it starts with the Madhyama Adhikari Vaishnavas who are trying to control the urges and with very enthusiastically, full conviction and faith, they are engaged in executing these processes in devotional service. Then they gradually qualify themselves, where he will discuss today that by such method of executing sadhana practice, at least one who is engaged in performing Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, then he will gain the taste there where he will enter into the stage of Raganuga. So sometimes in our society there are some devotees who are confused, they don't know, they have a lot of questions. Sometimes they go to Vrindavan, they find some Babajis, they feel in ISKCON there is no Raganuga Bhakti. So what our acharyas have been saying, what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has said, Srila Prabhupada has said, we can look into that, then our ideas will be clear. So you are studying this Bhakti Shastri class where you will know yourself, what are the process to gradually progress from the stage of sadhana and on up. So today we're going to start with text number 7 that discusses about the process of performing bhajan of Krishna's name and his pastimes. Syat Krishna Nama Charitadishita Pavidya Itto Pataptarashanasya Narochikanu Intvadarad Anudinam Khalusaiva Justa Swadvi Kramad Bhavati Tad Gadamula Hantri Syat Krishna Nama Sarita Dishita Pavidya Itto Pataptarashanasya Narochikanu Kintvadarad Anudinam Khalusaiva Justa Swadvi Kramad Bhavati Tad Gadamula Hantri Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sita Pavidya Itto Pataptarashanasya Narochikanu Kintvadarad Anudinam Khalusaiva Justa Swadvi Kramad Bhavati Tad Gadamula Hantri. Very nice verse. Very wonderful verse. The holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. Who has tasted sugar candy? You. Did you ever get affected by jaundice? You know what is jaundice? Oh, you know jaundice, right? Anyone here who is affected by jaundice? Can you share your experience, Prabhu?
don't remember like take. I remember.
Did you try sugar candy at that time? Yeah, okay. So this is a disease caused by the dysfunction of the liver. When liver is not in proper shape, then your body, it doesn't function properly, then your body will turn to yellow. No, 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 no. No, it will become. You cannot understand this, but those who are kind of, they can see it actually. Sometimes that is an acute condition. If the disease is very acute, then first of all, you will start urinating yellow urine. Then slowly, your taste will go away. And then whatever, especially when we are eating sweet, it will taste bitter. So it's a very horrible kind of, and your body will dry up from within. Very, very difficult. Anyway, so here, Srila Rupa Goswami is giving us a hint. Where does this avidya come from? Being indifferent to Sri Krishna since beginningless time. That is called avidya. Sometimes our devotees, they ask this question. They say, Prabhu, when did we started becoming envious to Krishna? We fell down. See, here our acharyas are saying, there is no beginning that when you became indifferent to Krishna. It's a beginningless time. And those who are conditioned souls, they have this body which is a material covering, the sign of avidya. And we consider this body as me, and anything related to this body belongs to me, mine. So this is the sign of avidya. We always, when we as a conditioned soul encased in this material body, we have developed a tendency to remain aloof from Krishna. And the mentality to remain aloof has further implicated us to become more and more indifferent to Krishna. So that means this avidya, this ignorance, that I am Krishna's servant, that he has forgotten. That is the ignorance. And that have been compared here as the disease. What is the disease? The disease is like jaundice. When one is afflicted with this disease, the taste of his tongue is distorted. Therefore, here Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, when we become afflicted by this jaundice like avidya, ignorance, then our tongue cannot taste the sweet taste of Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Syat Krishna Nama Charita Adi. Here, Charita means his pastimes, and Adi refers to his form or character and pastimes, etc. Adi. In Sanskrit is a very interesting language. And you feel very satisfied. So Adi refers to other parts of Krishna's pastime and his activities. So all these things he's saying they're like sugar candy. You go to this, supermarket. Other day I was going, I saw there's one market filled with only candy. Yeah, he told me, he said, starting from children up to the adults, they all come here to buy candy because everybody wants to eat in this country. For first time I saw this in my life. But in our country, we know children, they eat candy. Adults, they don't eat so much. I mean, they don't eat actually. Yes, in our country, adults, they don't eat, okay? So whatever it may be. So here he's saying that these, Krishna's name, form, qualities at past time, they're like, sweet. They have got sweet taste like sugar candy. When we are afflicted with this disease called avidya, then we cannot taste the sweetness. What is the proof that we are not able to taste the sweetness of the name, form, and qualities of the Lord? Can you give us some experience? How do you say that you don't have the taste? Sweet item is naturally sweet. Everybody can, get the sweetness. But
Prabhuji, if we criticize Vaishnavas, slowly by slowly our chanting sweetness gone. That is one.
okay, how you want to cure the disease? You are giving the solution. First of all, I am trying to detect the disease.
In the class,
Okay. Yes, Jimmy.
I was going to say, but those who use that those class were chanting, obviously.
you're not getting the taste.
Yeah. Well, like, we have test, definitely test for different thing, different type of object, test for a different object. And what is that? The material object. Body is so dear to us, right? Body gets tired, it requires rest. And then we feel so happy and we want to sleep more. Right? So, and after that also, when we come to temple, we are chanting or we are singing before the deity, we don't have taste for it actually. We can feel it. I know we have to do like in a mechanical way we are doing. Like, how to understand this? When you like a particular dish and kitchen has prepared that dish on that day. Nobody had to inform you, right? You just go on your own and you find your own plate and how much you want, you just take it and start enjoying the prasadam. Because you have got the taste. This is what I like, right? So similarly, when you come to temples, it doesn't have to, nobody has to tell you. Automatically, you're feeling inspired. So this example, you can see the food which you are very much addicted to because you like it. You have developed a taste for it. You naturally feel inclined to go and eat that food. Similarly, because we don't have taste for this holy name, these pastimes and all, therefore we don't feel naturally inclined to chant Krishna's name. This is the proof. This is the disease. This is a sign of the disease. Definitely, test means we testful. We should feel naturally inclined towards it. There is no natural inclination means we don't have taste for it. This is a sign of avidya. So then, now we have detected the disease. So how to cure the disease?
Associating with those people who have the taste.
Okay. Yes. The Prabhu said by chanting. See, this is very interesting. This is the difference between curing a material disease and curing spiritual disease.
Yes, Prabhuji, simultaneously we can engage ourselves with all Krishna consciousness activities beside the chanting. mostly thinking about everything. Earlier you told the karmi, like whoever samsari, they also go to the work, but they have to think all the work I'm doing, making money, buying the Krishna bhoga and cook for Krishna. So those way all day we can stay with, and disease will be slowly by slowly gone.
Okay, but here in this connection,
So can we make this up? From what you can hear.
oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, here, chanting of the holy name is the medicine. There is no medicine we need to take from outside. When we are in the ignorant condition of life, we are chanting the holy name with offense. And because we are committing offense, therefore, we are not getting the test. So how to get the test? He's saying that continue chanting. How to chant? Kintu adarat anudinam khalu saivajastva. Very nice prescription. Like you go to a doctor, he will tell you, you take this medicine morning time, this medicine afternoon time, after lunch, and this medicine after dinner, right? And continuously go on taking this medicine for next 15 days, then you come back to me. Anudinam. Here it is saying anudinam. Anudinam means without fail, every day. Therefore, Prabhupada gave this instruction every day, without fail. Sadhaka in Krishna consciousness movement have to chant 16 number of rounds at least. This is the prescription. And honor Krishna Prasadam. So these are the prescriptions given by Prabhupada just to help us cure this disease of ignorance, avidya. And Padma Puran, there's a verse says, Tatchat deha dravina janata lobhapasanda madhye nikhyptasyan na phalajanaka shighram evatra vipra. Addressed to a Brahmana. Oh, Brahmana, Vipra. Tatchat deha dravina janata lobho pasanda madhye. Like this chanting of holy name is so potent before it has been described. It can give you Krishna prem, love of Godhead. But if it is applied in a wrong way, that is what has been said. Tat said, if deha dravina janata lobha pasanda. An atheistic person, an atheist, who does not understand the potency of chanting the holy name, he misuses. While chanting, he is thinking, I can become a rich man. I can enjoy my senses better when I have wealth. Okay, I want so many followers. I want so many, family members. One after another person is required for me. So, and at the same time, he is kind of, doing this chanting. He is saying, na phalajanakam, shighram. Therefore, here Rupa Goswami is saying that when you are chanting the holy name of the Lord, kintu adarat. Here adarat means you have to have faith, you have to have honor, respect. If you are not being respectful even to the holy name also, you are lacking affection for him. So therefore, a sadhaka has to willfully take a decision that in good association, Just like every day we come to the temple, morning time, after Mangalarti, we sit with the devotees and we try to chant in devotees association. That is very powerful actually. And when we are in devotees association, it gives us a better situation to derive, to get the mercy of the Vaishnavas and the Krishna. Okay? At that time, the sadhaka will gradually become capable of chanting Shuddhana, gradually. Therefore, with enthusiasm, firm faith and patience, what have been said before, he has said, so while chanting, we have to maintain enthusiasm by having firm faith and patience. One should always continue to hear holy name, his form, his qualities, pastimes. Then this disease will go away. So this is in nutshell. Now let us read what Prabhupada has said so that we can understand things better. Okay, Jimmy, from the beginning, the purport.
The holy name of Lord Krishna, his qualities, pastimes, and so forth are all of the nature of absolute truth, beauty, and bliss. Naturally, they are very sweet, like sugar candy, which appeals to everyone. Passions, however, is compared to the disease called jaundice, which is caused by bilious secretions. Attacked by jaundice, the tongue of a diseased person cannot palatably relish sugar candy. Rather, a person with jaundice considers something sweet to taste very bitter. Avidya, ignorance, similarly perverts the ability to relish the transcendentally palatable name, quality, form, and pastimes of Krishna. Despite this disease, if one with great care and attention takes to Krishna consciousness, chanting the holy name and hearing Krishna's transcendental pastimes, his ignorance will be destroyed and his tongue enabled to taste the sweetness of the transcendental nature of Krishna in his paraphernalia. Such a recovery of spiritual health is possible only by the regular cultivation of Krishna consciousness.
Therefore, we have this deity worship program that Krishna's beauty is also very sweet. We don't have that kind of realization yet. But some or other Prabhupada has given us this opportunity. Some devotees are engaged in decorating the deity form of the Lord in the temple. And then every day we go, we get the opportunity to take darshan of the Lord. And by every day going and taking darshan, one day the transcendental vision will be awakened. Like Prabhupada. Prabhupada, whenever he saw deity, when I first came to Mayapur, on those days, if you go to Mayapur, where Prabhupada's Vyasasana is now, behind, and there is a space where devotees sit to make garland for the deity. And on the wall, they have glass panel, and there are a lot of pictures, Prabhupada's pictures from Prabhupada's pastime. They have. On those days, they used to have there. I was new actually, and I still remember, it's very fresh in my memory. I saw there are some pictures where Prabhupada was, doing Abhishek. There are some other pictures where Prabhupada is touching the face of the deity. You can directly see through this picture that Prabhupada is his mood is so clear that he is not touching any statue. He's not watching something, just like a statue. He's not looking at a statue. You can feel that he's feeling his expression through his eyes, the way he's touching. That is reflecting through the picture. You can clearly see it. So we don't have that kind of feeling till today. But this is the process actually. Therefore, if we go to temple every day, we take darshan of the deity, we chant at devotees association, we hear from the devotees. Gradually, this will help us to get the taste for this name, fame, and adorations. Like Prabhupada is saying, okay, continue to the next paragraph also. When a man
in the material world,
continue.
Man in the material world takes more interest in the materialistic way of life than in Krishna consciousness. He is considered to be in a diseased condition. The normal condition is to remain an eternal servant of the Lord. Jivira Swarup Hoy Krishna Nityadas. This healthy condition is lost when the living entity forgets Krishna due to being attracted by the external features of Krishna's Maya energy. This world of Maya is called Durarshaya, which means false or bad shelter. One who puts his faith in Durarshaya becomes a candidate for hoping against hope. In the material world, everyone is trying to become happy, and although their material attempts are baffled in every way, due to their innocence, they cannot understand their mistakes. People try to rectify one mistake by making another mistake. This is the way of the struggle for existence in the material world. If one in this condition is advised to take to Krishna consciousness and be happy, he does not accept such instructions.
Okay, so very nice comment. One, people try to rectify one mistake by making another mistake. So what is that? What is that?
Like a churabali, Prabhuji. We're sinking in the, if we move, we go deeper and deeper.
Okay, but here he's saying people try to rectify one mistake by making another mistake. Yes?
I was thinking, for an example, when people get sick with the allopathic medicine, I know my mother this happened. She had some sort of liver problem, and then she took medicine, but I increased her blood pressure. So she didn't take blood pressure medication, but I increased her liver problem, going back and forth.
Okay. Yes.
I think here, what they mean is that one mistake we've already done, that we are in this material world, we have this body, and we know we cannot enjoy it. And then to enjoy, we are making more mistakes. Like, we are thinking, maybe this will give me happiness, that will give me happiness. This is another mistake, and we are making more happiness. So cycle.
If the crude, concrete example you can see the scientists are making today. If you go back like maybe 50 years before, the life was not so comfortable, not so advanced. So to say, like the way we are thinking it is comfortable. But whatever they had invented at that time, they were thinking that if we invent something better, your life will become more easy. We are going to solve this problem, right? And they're trying, yes? So they're trying to invent new things to resolve the previous issues. But you see, the day by day, how much they are trying to solve the previous problem, but problem has been increasing.
I don't know how well, they're only advancing like their agendas, like writing books or something that are on mundane topics and such, but he's using in a spiritual way to actually enlighten others.
Just simply try to understand. People who are enjoying listening to some mundane music, mundane sound vibration, for example. So in those days, they didn't have any loudspeaker. So first of all, they invented a loudspeaker which can give little extra sound. Well, they are thinking, no, maybe we should have more advanced machines so that we can kind of enjoy more beautifully. It has come to such an extent, people are, done with this heavy metal music. Very, very, very kind of, what do you say, horrible. Nobody wants to listen. Some people, they like it. Yeah. Even, here also, like sometimes you go to, when yesterday, no? Yeah, yesterday. Do you have one place? Huh? Yeah. Very, very tough. I couldn't tolerate actually, In some place I went yesterday. No, before that. Yeah, big city, I don't know. I don't know anything. But, in some shop, they were doing kind of heavy, boom. I don't know what is that, very, very, very heavy. So what I'm saying is, see, to solve one problem, they're thinking we invent something else, but they're adding to the problem. Therefore, what is saying, people try to rectify one mistake by making another mistake. Means what? We are thinking as a solution that is coming back to us as a problem again. That's another mistake. Deeper and deeper. That is happening in the material realm. Because we are trying to find a solution for a material problem by inventing something material. Just like in Krishna consciousness also, it is said, one karma cannot cut another karma. If you have committed a sinful activity, you don't think by performing some other pious activity, you can become free from the sinful activity. The tendency is still there. Sometimes it becomes more kind of, they become more attached. They feel, okay, this is how I can become free from the reaction. Okay, again and again, they commit the mistake. So therefore, here the point is, unless we find spiritual remedy, then we are simply complicating the situation, or we are making mistake one after another. Therefore, Prabhupada is saying, this Krishna consciousness movement is being spread all over the world just to remedy this gross ignorance. So our Krishna consciousness movement is providing remedy for this gross ignorance. Today I was thinking, when I was reading this, I was thinking, or yesterday's program, really all glories to Ram Roy Prabhu, I can tell you. I was very impressed. The way Prabhu has taken up this chanting, and he has got so much faith and confidence on holy name. I hope one day I can have that much conviction, Prabhu, he is doing real preaching, I can tell you. These people who came there yesterday, they were listening to the chanting. They have created some good karma. I mean to say piety, unknown piety. It will definitely going to fructify some lifetime. Even if not this lifetime, doesn't matter. It has gone into their heart. They have listened, they have chanted, they have danced. This is a real remedy actually. We don't have to find something else. We don't know how powerful this chanting is, holy name is. Very, very powerful actually. As Kali Yuga progresses, people are going to become, senseless actually. Nowadays also, you see, somebody was saying other day, he said, Kavichandra Maharaj asked me, he said, did you fill the immigration form? I said, what, Maharaj? He said, you didn't see there? I said, no, I have not filled in, Maharaj. He said, oh, you didn't fill in? I said, no. They didn't ask you anything? I said, no, they didn't ask me. I don't know how it happened also. They said, no, there they will ask you, you are a male or a female or other something like that. I said, what do you mean by it? He said, yeah, now they are, they have this kind of thing. They don't know what they are. I said, no, Maharaj, I have not seen. So this time only I heard that there is another column also come up in between. This is Kali Yuga. Can you imagine?
Can you define what a woman is? And he said, I'm not a biologist. I cannot tell you. A Supreme Court judge, not she's an acting Supreme Court judge. So that's what is a woman? She said, I cannot tell you. I'm not a biologist. This is the end.
She is judge, huh?
Yeah, she's a judge now.
Here in this state?
Yeah. No, state, Supreme Court, federal.
Okay. Really, huh?
Yeah, person who cannot even say what a woman is. This is an agenda, because it's an agenda to confuse people like this. Demoniac activity. Humans are not sleeping, they're advancing their agenda.
You see, what is the grossest type of ignorance people are in now? They don't realize, though, but this is the remedy. We are so fortunate, huh? I hope at least I can realize this good fortune I have got in this lifetime to kind of continue with this pure practice of Krishna consciousness. But those people who are foolish, materially, engrossed, they never surrender into Krishna. Therefore, Prabhupada says, these people who are grossly foolish, they're lowest among the mankind, they don't take shelter of Krishna. When such atheists become leaders of society, the entire atmosphere is surcharged with nescience. This is the example. What do you get? Such people are becoming the leaders of the society. In such a condition, people do not become very enthusiastic to receive this Krishna consciousness movement. Just as a diseased person suffering from jaundice does not relish the taste of sugar candy. However, one must know that for jaundice, sugar candy is only specific medicine. Similarly, in the present confused state of humanity, Krishna consciousness, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, is the only remedy for setting the world right. See what a powerful statement Prabhupada is making. We can see through this statement how we can help this world today. And as days going to move on and on, see, these people who are very highly materially educated, they don't have any regard for hearing these transcendental literatures. They'll spend, hundreds and thousands of dollars going to a pub, drinking, dancing and all. But they will not spend $100 to purchase one Bhagavad Gita. Sorry, you don't require $100 even, right? How much? $10, man. $10, $5. Wow, $5. I mean, now you are reduced, huh? Good. So how can you preach Krishna consciousness in this situation? Therefore, what Ram Roy Prabhu is doing, we all should support him. We should support him. This is, I can tell you, this city like New York, that is the best preaching. There is a kind of concept now, some people are taking so much interest in that called bridge preaching. This is direct preaching. Chant holy name, let them hear, done. Directly come in contact with Krishna. Nothing.
We are going to make.
Yeah, on the bridge. You are going to do on the bridge preaching on the bridge. Yes, I know that. But what I am telling is, what Prabhu is doing, he has got 100% faith on holy name, and he chants sincerely. When he chants, wow, he grabs harmonium, means he's going to eat up the entire atmosphere. Wow, he was chanting. I was thinking, such an old man, it's like a loud voice. What will happen to his health? I was a little concerned about him actually. No, he wouldn't stop.
When Karthik was there, he was giving lamps to people also over there.
See? I'm telling you, Prabhuji, you know what he's doing? Other day he said, I have no desire to take sannyas and go around and, travel and preach. I cannot do that. But I want to do this. I said, Prabhu, your life is guaranteed to go back, come back to Godhead in this way. So nice. He's firmly convinced. And he's telling, he said, no, Prabhu, I keep missing Vrindavan. See his mood? He keeps missing Vrindavan, staying in a city like New York, and he is so dedicated what Prabhupada wanted. And he's doing nicely. And here Prabhupada saying that is the only remedy. We don't have power to preach to people. These people will not listen to us, how much you try. But somehow or other, if we can make people chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can help these souls. Even if they are not taking up Krishna consciousness in this lifetime, after they leave their body, in future lifetime, they will get some benefit out of this. Therefore, we should help them. So now, Prabhupada is speaking about there are different stages of chanting. Who wants to read? 69, page 69. Last paragraph. There are 3 stages in chanting.
There are 3 stages in chanting: the offensive stage, the stage of lessening the offenses, and the pure stage. When a neophyte takes to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, he generally commits 10 offenses. There are 10 basic offenses, and if the devotee avoids these, he can glimpse the next stage, which is situated between offensive chanting and pure chanting. When one attains the pure stage, he is immediately liberated. This is called Vahamahadavapanam. As soon as one is liberated from the blazing fire of material existence, he can relish the taste of transcendental life.
One thing Prabhupada explained, Durashraya, very bad situations, people are taking shelter. And then here he is saying, Bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam. The fire of material life can be extinguished by releasing the sweet taste of the holy name of the Lord. Tirtha, can you read? Or Jai Radhe? The conclusion is that can you read louder?
The Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for creating an atmosphere in which people can take the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. One must begin with faith, and when this faith is increased by chanting, a person can become a member of the society. There are some sanctifying parties all over the world, and they are experiencing that even in the remotest part of the world, where there's no knowledge of Krishna, the Hare Krishna mantra attracts thousands of men to our camp. In some areas, people begin to imitate the devotees by shaving their heads, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra only a few days after hearing the mantra. This may be imitative, but imitation of good things is desired. Some imitators gradually become interested in becoming initiated by the spiritual master and offers themselves for initiation.
Okay, Prabhupada is speaking about his personal life experience that he has seen. And Prabhupada started this organization in some places. On those days, this hippie movement was quite prominent in this country, right? Now, hippie movement is gone, right? There is not, we don't see them so much. But some or other people are, I would say on those days, hippie were better than nowadays people. At least they were kind of imitating, they would shave their head. They'll also start chanting, Prabhupada is saying, and then they will come and request for initiation. That's how Prabhupada kind of got so many devotees. in the organization. And nowadays people are so dull and dead. They don't want to hear. They don't want to, listen. Anything. But Prabhupada is making a very wonderful point. He's saying one must begin, he says, the Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for creating an atmosphere in which people can take to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Jimmy, what can you do to create an atmosphere to encourage people of the city to chant Hare Krishna mantra?
Going there and shooting posts. Also including the temple. Better devotee.
So, three things you said, right? One thing, you want to go on regular Harinam, chant, distribute books. Then second thing, you want to expand the temple facilities so that you can attract many people. Yesterday, that gentleman came from, he said he is from Brooklyn, that young man, and he attended Mangalarti. Then he was here for Prasad. After that also, I think he stayed for some time. Then afterwards, maybe in the evening time, he left. So, like if you go to India, I was thinking, if you go to India also have got, villages, city. In village, we have got centers, small, like, centers. Sometimes people come. Village people are very simple, actually. They have no clue of city life. They don't know anything. They are totally like, they are pure people, actually. You go in some rural area in India, you find people are so innocent, so nice, actually, to be with that kind of environment. Then you go to city life, we have got temple, because they are from India, some or other they have this concept of visiting to the temple. They come to the temple at least. Well, they don't, follow anything. They are, nonsense people, whatever it may be, but at least they're coming to the temple. That's a good thing also. In this place, people have no culture that they have to go to a temple. There is, Lord, there's nice activity going on. But one thing is that people like prasadam. Here, one thing I have seen, they like prasadam. Some or other, maybe we need to find some way how we can promote that this place is giving prasadam to anyone at any time they come to our temple. Really?
Yeah, a lot of homeless people, and you're like, and I give them like I'm not stable and dangerous.
No, then we should not encourage these people to come here. We should.
They can, like, there was one homeless person who was just for a month. He was just sleeping outside the other door, like the other down to the.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I mean, they can just go and just, even if they're crazy enough, they can just start living like on a porch or just like.
There was another.
We used to have the Food for Life program here at the book. Back in the, I don't know what happened. But there used to be a Food for Life program that was running very well.
No, maybe I think we need to.
A lot of people that were.
You see, it's very easy. When you know what are the challenges, then you can find the solution. If you do not know what are the challenges, then you don't know what to do, how to deal with the situation. Okay, now we know there are a lot of homeless people. They'll end up, in our temple, and they will create problem. So our preaching has to be done in such a way that we attract some good aristocratic people, and you tell them, look, on particular such and such day, we have this program. You come, we'll make you sit on the nice, dining table, and we'll serve you, 3 dishes, free from these people. They have this concept of karma-free food. Something like that. People should know, like, people who are on the high class standard life, they know that this is a place where we can go, we can get some, good food on this particular day, and they're giving us for free even, So something like, you are having this program.
They're doing this actually, actually big people came into the
Yeah, that can be promoted even. Even this like this is as good as free. You are giving how many dollars? $14. Where they can find? They cannot find anywhere. This should be promoted.
Something where it doesn't have to be in our location. So it could be outside. So like
Exactly.
And from there, you can assess the people and then from there invite them. Because if you see them regularly coming, you kind of converse with them, you can kind of know the stability of their, and then invite them to something.
Maybe if you have just 1 minute, there are a lot of Bengali people kind of staying here. Some of them may be poor, and they may be looking for some kind of side income. Some other, they need to identify maybe what kind of food these people like. Just make one item for like then go sell somewhere, stand somewhere. You earn the money, and you kind of give this opportunity for people to kind of release Krishna Prasad, and then they are inclined, tell them, guide them to come to temple.
I know before they used to get the prasad to when I was homeless, they would get them outside. Yes, we do that stuff.
Sometimes what happened, like last 3 months ago, there was one boy who joined Harina because of prasadam, and he started and he started to come inside also for breakfast, this and that. And one day, I don't know what happened to him. He broke one devotee's nose.
Maybe you are drunk.
No drunk. It's just that he was a little misbehaving in the temple. So the temple authority told him to stay out. So then he was just angry and he was waiting out. And one devotee went in and he broke his nose.
Wow.
Yeah, what was his name, bro? From Orlando. He broke his nose, Prabhuji, and it was painful for him. He told me that doctors had to put rod in it, and I was.
Wow.
There was another one, Prabhuji. Everyone, he used to come for prasad. He was looking like he'll become a devotee. But then he started to speak about Radharani and all. So that time also we had to stop.
But there are a lot of temples still doing New Orleans, Texas. They're doing the food for life.
I mean, in New York City, we all have food for life, in Manhattan.
Adi Purush does food for life.
Wednesday, Fridays.
Near Manhattan temple.
That comes to Square Park.
Achha.
Wednesday, Friday.
They're doing it?
Free food.
9
to 10:30.
Where they're giving?
Thompson Square Park.
In the park. Okay. Oh yeah. Again, I think last time I went there, I saw who was giving. Yes.
And he's funding it through doing housing,
Well, that is. Anyway, I don't want to comment anything, but you tell me how many people are coming to Krishna consciousness through that. For example, many people?
There are some young girls and boys, they go to that Bhakti Center because they ask, how are you doing this? So he's connected there, so they go.
See, yes, Tulsi Prabhu, you want to say something?
You haven't seen, right?
No, last time when I came, somebody brought me there. I didn't take prasadam though there. They said they are giving good prasadam. They are distributing on near the park. I saw people are standing in the queue. Then they are filling the balls also sometimes.
Every week there is one month they make cookies. Sometimes the cookies there also make, so we try to distribute.
There used to be more like that, so Karina needs more volunteers to do that, to bring more cookies. Then it could be distributed every time Karina. It's just a matter of people, the manpower.
This is some practical.
Okay, good.
I have also one thing. America is a little different. Like in India, you give prasad, they click it.
Yeah.
Here they say free. Something is there.
Yeah.
We have seen many times.
Yeah. That's okay. Some people.
After COVID is had.
Before not like that.
Most of the Harinam takes place in Manhattan. Harinam in Brooklyn as well.
Yeah.
Everything is Manhattan, Thompson Square Park.
Yeah.
Square.
Just that there are more people per square feet.
Do you have? I don't know. Kunshi Prabhu, thank you for kind of your active participation. So I'm not just having some kind of entertainment program. I have some goal behind this. Okay, be careful. So in this temple, we are not doing one day Harinam itself only in the temple hall, right? Like we are going out. Okay, we are doing Harinam in the park, in the station, in the subway, but there is not a defined day when we do chanting just sitting here in the temple hall in front of the deity. Every Sunday. When?
From 4:30 till 6:30.
4:30 to 6:30.
And then go to RT, and then that's full program.
Then how are you going today to do the before?
We will just get ready.
2 to 4.
That's what I'm saying. The devotee will be very tired, no? They can make up. They can go outside at the same time. Come, they will have time for sitting here and chanting. Well, if you are doing, that's nice actually. This is also a very nice thing that at least once in a week, when all these people are coming, you are giving them the opportunity to sit in front of Radha Govind, or they are listening. That's a very good approach actually. That's very nice. Yes.
For now, on this coming Friday, we will start giving
in this room. Very good. Excellent. Yes. You know, one thing I was thinking, I don't know whether here they are doing or not. See, America is not all about city life. America also has got villages, right? There is no village?
There are, but their villages are different. They are like small cities.
Okay.
The people just live in their house and they have a lawn. They don't.
Yeah. No, listen. That's what I'm saying. No. See, there are. I mean to say, there are some area where people who are not used to city life, they have a very simple life. There are some locations, right? That's what. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That means this is like village life. Like we have one program called Namhat program, Bhaktivinoda Thakur introduced, where we go to those simple people and then we try to kind of practice Krishna consciousness with them by staying with them for some time. Maybe we should start something like that in this part of the world. I can tell you, those people who are not exposed to this city life, those who don't have so much money, they can't afford this city life. Somehow they are leading a different kind of life, sitting in far away from this part of the world. We should find some devotees who can also go to those places to kind of spend some time with light-hearted people. They will like, because you see, they are good people, and if you are also not having any ill intention and you try to talk to them, they can see that you have a very good desire. And I can tell you, if these people, they start taking up, then the Mahaprabhu says, na prithivite achito nagar adi gram sarvatra prachar haive maranam, then you are actually fulfilling Mahaprabhu's desire. In everywhere I can see, we are just focusing our preaching in city, right? In city only. But now we should also try to make, he's just saying, the Prabhupada is saying, one must begin, the Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for creating an atmosphere in which people can take to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So you have to explore this possibility. What these Christians have done? when they came to India, they are not focusing on big cities. They entered into the rural area. And now, yes, you go and find in India, I can talk to you about my experience from India. They are flooded in villages where you go and talk to them about anything, they don't want to listen. They have become fully, tuned with the Krishna, with this, Christian philosophy, and they want to follow that.
Here, there's a book called Laws that recounts the memories of the devotees who did the bus preaching.
Okay.
With commentaries, all over America. They recount this experience going. It's pretty rough. The people there are like, they are holding to their Bibles and guns, and they're like, they just saw how they look. They're like, they call the sheriff, and the sheriff come, if you don't escape the town, like I give you 1 hour, you can get killed. He's like, I'm not guaranteeing your safety, you probably get killed. Really? I don't know about now, but that was like the 70s. It was like pretty rough. This place called, I think maybe Jared will correct me as an American, called the Heartland, the Bible Belt. It's Mississippi.
Don't go to those kind of places.
Yeah, and the people there are like very, very conservative in terms of, and they're like,
yeah,
they are super Christian, and like anything they see is like different. They just kind of take the gun.
No, I would say there are, we now also changing. Yeah, correct. No, what I mean to say is kind of, we need to take some challenges in the sense, what is not being done. There are a lot of, area which remains untapped. We should kind of, as a young devotee, take some effort, do something new, what has not been done. Make some plan. Find, if you what is happening nowadays, I have seen in ISKCON, we are in a very comfortable situation. We come, we live in the temple, we have a defined program, we have good food, clothes, everything. We are not ready to take the challenge. You tell me, when Prabhupada came to this place, he didn't know where he is going to stay, right? What he is going to eat. The next day, he is saying, somebody, he is kind of running to him with a knife, and he's out on the street. He doesn't know where he's going to go. Just imagine an old man, he's sharing his room with a young man. All of a sudden, he becomes crazy, and he starts running to Prabhupada with a knife. An old man, he kind of left everything in home, and he's just on his own, standing on the street. He didn't give up. Still, he was, persistent. I have to do something for my guru. How many of us have been through such kind of challenges in our life? I just gave you one example, right? There are so many examples also we can see from Prabhupada's biography. Every day was a struggle for him. Every day. I mean to say, he's saying make some arrangement. Therefore, we should always meditate on this mood of Prabhupada, that how much he struggled and he wanted us to take this society forward. Then what is my contribution? How much I am taking for myself, and how much in return I am giving service. Otherwise, we feel like, no, I am indebted to Prabhupada. I am indebted to Radha Govind here. I mean to say, we all need to, think about it. Otherwise, why we are doing this course, you tell me. We are doing, at least we should feel inspired to take some responsibility, like here Prabhupada is saying, create an atmosphere. So that atmosphere can be in Brooklyn, can be in some other place. Nowadays, a lot of, preaching happening online. I was hearing Prabhu was, giving class this morning, yeah, this is nice. I mean to say, take the challenges. Krishna likes when you take challenge for him. Any other point?
Just one thing. Like you were saying, we should take 7 years. So there's one family who stays 1.5 hours from here. But only there are only 2 families, and they're calling me for Hindi preaching. But I'm just trying to.
No.
Usually there are only 2.
You are making a big mistake here. See, these 2 families who speak Hindi, they're asking you to go. You should make a plan. Okay, I have got 7 days in a week. This day I do this, this day I do this, this day for 2 hours, I will come to them. After some time, what will happen? These people, by your association, they will gain the strength. Sometimes you can tell them, look, tomorrow I'm not coming, you will hold the program. You need to kind of encourage them to take the responsibility. Not that for the rest of your life, you're going to kind of, be always able to give your time. So when these people, they take responsibility, they will find their friends and relatives, they will call them and they will do the program. Here in this part of the world, at least somebody is showing interest. That's a great thing to do. I would say don't miss this opportunity. Try to kind of spend some time with them, because you are the only person who speaks Hindi here, I think. I don't see anyone who can speak Hindi. So you can go to them, their house, spend some time, encourage them. That would be very, very nice. They're friends to us, or they're.
No, they heard about us, about ISKCON from somewhere. Then they want to conduct a program. But I was just getting a little busy.
You conduct a program, I will go there. Okay, I can start. I can inaugurate on behalf of you. Then after I go, you just continue. Yes, make the program in the house. I'm telling you. See, Prabhu, I'm telling you, there are a lot of Indians who speak Hindi. They like to hear in Hindi also. If you do, they will kind of develop their congregation. What to speak? Like, I was thinking, these Christians are so smart. They have opened church, a separate church for the Chinese community. Am I correct? Chinese people, they go to the church where only Chinese people go. No other, like, black or white or Indians, they will go. No, even though they are Christians, they don't go. See, they are so smart, they are so organized in their thinking. Why don't you open a Hare Krishna center for Chinese people, only Chinese community? You see, listen, Prabhupada is saying, create an atmosphere. There are a lot of Chinese crowd floating in New York City. You take the responsibility to open a center exclusively for Chinese crowd. They have their food, they have their way of doing things. Let them come, let them decorate the deity the way they want to decorate. Let them worship the deity, let them cook for the deity, let them chant on their way. You understand? Yes. Huh? Anyway, you don't speak the language, huh? Well, yeah, you can learn more. This is service. People are kind of going to so many places, French, German, they're learning language and whatnot, Russian. Some people are also nowadays taking, learning Chinese. You already know Chinese. This is your kind of mother tongue. Why don't you kind of, just master this language a bit, then find some way, do that. Take some new challenge for Prabhupada. Otherwise, why are you here? You are a young man. What are you going to do?
So now I say that
you are an intelligent boy. I can see you have a lot of potential to do things. You have big life. You are not like us, How old are you? 19. See, you just started. Your life just started. Like, you can do so much. Yeah. You just started. You are studying this course. You should get something to add to Prabhupada society. Otherwise, why are you doing this course? Okay? Very good. Concentrate on this. Next time I come, I want to see Jimmy has opened a center for Chinese community.
now a lot of Chinese devotees come to the
Radha Govinda is listening. What we are doing here, saying here.
we can communicate with them.
make a kind of group. Okay, sometimes you hold separate program for them, talk to them in Chinese language because they like. I have seen some. See, this is not a bodily concept, but this is how we have been conditioned to think like. Let us use it in Krishna service. Okay, they want to have their own community. They want to do. Okay, you also speak their language. Bring them. One day, make special Chinese prasadam for them. Okay, come here. We'll sit down, eat and talk. Develop friendship with them. They may, one of them may say, "Oh well, Prabhu, what are you doing? Okay, how can I help you?" Start. Once in a while, go to a place where you can, have some katha with them. Now you're learning philosophy. You are an intelligent boy. I've seen that. Do something. Create the atmosphere where you are giving an opportunity to people to chant this holy name of Krishna. He said, "Okay, finally." I know he can do it. Okay. So, last paragraph somebody can read. Although Maya may be present, because there is a lot of influence of Maya in this city. Okay, continue.
Although Maya may be present, it cannot disturb a devotee once he attains the Bhava stage. Because the devotee can see the real position of Maya. Maya means forgetfulness of Krishna. Forgetfulness of Krishna and Krishna consciousness stand side by side like light and shadow. If one remains in shadow, he cannot enjoy the facilities offered by light. And if one remains in light, he cannot be disturbed by the darkness of shadow. By taking the Krishna consciousness, one gradually becomes liberated and remains in light. Indeed, he does not even touch the darkness. As confirmed in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Antakara Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Mayara Adhikara. Krishna is compared to the sunshine, and Maya is compared to darkness. Wherever there is sunshine, there cannot be darkness. As soon as one takes the Krishna consciousness, the darkness of illusion, the influence of the external energy, will immediately vanish.
So don't worry about Maya. I will keep on producing false representations, but we have to continue with our service. Maya will become like a baby, a kind of very naughty baby. A naughty baby starts making so many naughty things. You don't pay attention to him. After some time, he will say, "Okay, nobody is there for me." Then he will divert his attention to something else. So you don't pay attention to them. Okay. Then the next verse, text number 8, it describes the process of devotional service, sadhana, you can say, the process of sadhana and the best place for performing sadhana. Okay, thank you for reminding us. After such a discussion, you want to take a little break?
Give time to Jimmy to organize himself.
Okay, Jimmy, now we are giving time for you to organize yourself.
Lovely classes, we really appreciate. When are you actually going?
I'm going on 2nd. Oh, you asked many of the evening, we can go.
I told you after the class, now I'll ask you.
Yes, ask them.
In June, I'll ask them. And they are really ready to pay for the food.
See, I'm telling you, Prabhu, you are getting a good opportunity to preach. Prabhu, you can get a lot of life when you do some preaching, I'm telling you. What is happening? See, we have to do service, that's okay, but sometimes it happens, material body, gets tired. It needs some other way of revitalization. That is a real energy you will get, I'm telling you. You take this and do this, I'm telling you, Krishna will take care of you. He'll be very pleased with you.
Oh, I'll speak with them.
Yeah, at least we can start. I'm here from India, and we can start this program. Who was saying? So, are you interested? If they are saying, no, okay, call. Maybe you are two family. Call one to more family, then we can have some Harikatha Kirtan. We'll do in Hindi. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll speak.
Talk to them. That would be nice. Yeah.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Now break. Now break
thinking,
time. Now break time. We are. Just...
I know. No, I understand. I was thinking to come, but I have a deployment 1 o'clock. Okay. I have to be online with my office, no problem, I am staying online.
Yes.
I'm apologize for.
No problem.
But I will see you in the afternoon.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We'll just pause it.
Yeah. The thing is, maybe I will talk Ramrai Prabhu. Along with one Harinam party, we need to talk to different congregation groups, like they come to cook. One day I saw Guyanese people coming to cook, and there were Bengali people coming to cook, and there was some other community coming to cook. Okay, like their leaders are there, we need to inspire them. Like here, our Bhagwan Narayana is saying, okay, from there we will take the lead to do one day. Similarly, some other places, we should tell them, look, this is what service we want you to do for temple. Along with cooking for the deity, you go out, find a place, hold a Sankirtan program that is very much pleasing to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at least for 1 hour. Do it for proper. I'll talk to Ramray Prabhu.
More of the community together too, like, because I feel like we're doing this as a dynamic community.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, we have our own thing,
Yeah.
we have our own thing, but
Correct.
in a sense we are all cooperating together.
Yeah, there is some work. We have to look for who has off day. We will make a list. Those off day people, we will collect them.
Yes,
and the way
we organization
we
that you define. You find out the solution for that. Who can come?
Okay, yeah, this afternoon. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
That you have to do. And people here, they have to do. And otherwise, what I'm saying is, if you don't engage them, there will be a lot of virus in their head, and you will be mad at solving the problem.
Exactly.
If they engage, your problem will reduce. You will see. Misunderstanding will go away automatically, because they are kind of everybody working towards one goal. Now there is no one goal. So through this, we should find some solution. This temple should be the best temple of the whole world, because Prabhupada started ISKCON here. Yes. This is the kind of a birthplace of our organization. It should be booming here.
Did you hear this? It's maybe a little bit already open by President Prabhu other day in Chandananda Prabhu house, $160,000. It's approximate budget for Ratha Yatra.
Yeah.
In the world, which Ratha Yatra is that big? It's approximate. It could go beyond. So it's just an example. It's not like I'm spreading it, but it's an example.
Okay. So text number 8 discusses about the process of sadhana and the best place for performing our sadhana. Tannama rupa charitadi sukirtananu smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyujya Tishthan braje tadanuragi jananugami kalam nahidakhilamityupadesha saram iti upadesha saram. So now Srila Rupa Goswami is going to give the essence of the instruction that he had been giving. Translation: the essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely, chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Braj, Goloka Vrindavan Dham, and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of the Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. So, how one should follow the devotee? Jimmy?
One should follow the devotee by constantly engaging 24 hours, and nicely chanting.
Okay, no, here you need little bit more explanation here. Yeah. So here in this connection, when Srila Rupa Goswami is saying we need to follow devotees, that means there are two types of sadhana. One is called Vaidhi sadhana, another one is called Raganuga sadhana. Sadhana, which is practiced under the guidance of the spiritual master by following rules and regulations of Shastra, that is called Vaidhi sadhana. The spontaneous devotional service, that is also kind of no sadhana, spontaneously he is involved. And he is also following rules and regulations. So in this connection, when we do, for example, just now we are discussing this, preaching is also part of our kind of, service. So when we do this, we do in a way where we are not disconnected from the temple. We feel this is a part of the temple program. We stay connected. We have a leader. We follow him. He has some defined certain rules to be followed. This is how we will do this program. Okay? Similarly, when it comes to sadhana practice, Prabhupada has defined a unique sadhana standard for all ISKCON members. I am coming from Mayapur. Mayapur, we do Mangalarti 4:30. I came here, we are doing Mangalarti at 4:30 here. There also after Mangalarti, devotees sit down and chant in the temple. Here also devotees sit down and chant in the temple. Morning after integrating Prabhupada Puja, we have Bhagavatam class here, we have Bhagavatam class there, everywhere. See? Unique sadhana standard. We are following. Not that one day Jimmy, as I told, he will become the head of the Chinese community, he is going to open his center, he will say, no, today onwards, I am going to have Mangalarti at 5 o'clock and there will be no Bhagavatam class because Chinese people, they have to go to work early in the morning, therefore they cannot come for Bhagavatam class. Therefore, I am saying we should not have Bhagavatam class in the morning. Should you do that? What you should do?
Should stick to the regular temple, the regular schedule.
What Prabhupada has given to us. Doesn't matter, 1 person comes, 10 persons comes. Your program should be on. This is called preaching. You are steady. Then gradually Krishna will see your sincerity. He will support you. Whatever you need. You need organization, you need manpower, you need money, he will give you. Okay? So in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, sometimes I have seen in ISKCON, some people, they try to kind of open a preaching center and then they have their way of doing things. Their way of doing things. No. This is not the way, as Rupa Goswami is saying, following the footsteps of the Lord's devotees, where you do exactly what have been asked you to practice in Vaidhi Sadhana practice, you must follow that. Then you are all right. Okay? So in that way, there are two types of sadhana. One is Vaidhi sadhana and Raganuga sadhana. Similarly, there will be two types of devotees. One is Vaidhi, and another one is Raganuga, Sadhaka. But we devotees in ISKCON, our Krishna consciousness movement, we follow Vaidhi sadhana. So now the question is, how, when you are engaged in Vaidhi sadhana practice, how can you get into Raganuga bhakti? As I was saying, sometimes some people, they say, in ISKCON, there is no Raganuga bhakti. If you have not heard, that is good. But in future, one day you will hear this. That's why I am telling you. We have Raganuga practice. How? For example, every morning you are chanting Tulsi prayer. That is a platform of Raganuga practice actually. You are praying to Tulsi Devi for the service of Radha and Krishna, Radha Govinda in the Kunja Vrindavan, right? Make me maid servant. You are desiring. This is actually. So, but we are doing as a part of our regular sadhana, Vaidhi sadhana. Prabhupada has told us we have to do it, right? After Mangalarti, we have to do Tulsi Arati. So we are doing that. Evening time, first begin with Tulsi Arati. That's the regulation we have been given to follow. So we do that. When you open your center, never neglect worship of Tulasi Maharani. Tulasi Maharani can give Bhakti Devi Tulasi Maharani. You can inject Bhakti in your heart. Okay? Very important to worship Tulasi Devi. So here, how we do? When you are engaged in chanting every day, as Prabhupada has said, 16 rounds. If you can chant without any offense, that is best. If we are still inattentive and committing offense, doesn't mind, keep desiring to come to the pure stage of chanting. Okay? And you without fail, listen to Bhagavatam every day. Before that, deity, greeting. Okay? Like this, of course, following the principle is must. Then continue practicing your bhakti like this. When you are practicing, follow as per the instructions of Sadhu, Guru, Shastra. Never try to concoct your own way. Nowadays, I see some have started their way of practicing Krishna consciousness. We don't want to deviate. We want to follow what Prabhupada has said. Then what happens? It will give you ruchi, taste one day. Let me tell you. Mothers are here, they are cooks. You cook a vegetable. Every vegetable got its own taste. If you know how to cook it, then you can get the real taste of the vegetable. If you try to put a lot of salt, what is the taste you will get? Salty taste only. You will not get the taste of the real vegetable. Right? You decided to put more salt. Now you are getting only salty taste. You are deprived of the real taste of the vegetable. Similarly, in Krishna conscious practice, you don't mix your own idea while practicing Krishna Bhakti as it has been instructed by Acharyas. Then it will become like a salty preparation. You are adding salt to it, then you are enjoying salt only. You are not enjoying the real taste. You got it? Are you going to do any mental concoction when you are preaching and diluting the philosophy? Sure? Okay, very good. Thank you. You are not allowed to do that. This is the secret of success. That, well, I am in this society, I am doing so many years of practice. I don't find anything interesting. It's not taste. Don't dilute. Don't mix. As I said, you cook a vegetable, you decided to put more chili. Now, when eating, what you are getting? Only the taste of the chili. That's all. We are not supposed to add or subtract anything from what we have been given. This kind of sincere practice, honest and genuine practice, will eventually help the sadhaka to come to the platform of ruchi. Ruchi means taste. This is the opinion of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. When ruchi develops, when you have got the taste, automatically you will be attracted to spontaneous practice. Okay, that is the platform of Ragana Bhakti. Prabhupada also explained the same thing in Nectar of Devotion. If you read where he is discussing about Vaidhi sadhana practice, he is saying, by following rules and regulations regularly, you get little attached to the process. Then with attachment, when you practice further, it brings you to the platform of spontaneous devotional service, rendering spontaneous devotional service. Example is he is giving, you are asked to attend Mangalarti every day. You are asked to do deity service every day. What do you do? Maybe one Grihastha, his Guru Maharaj says, now you have got deity at home. Well, at least every day you must offer a garland to the deity, because you have deity at home. This man is kind of nothing. Well, I am working, my Guru Maharaj is saying now to give a garland to the deity every day. I don't have actually time to kind of, string a garland. Okay, Guru Maharaj has told, what to do. I'll go to a shop and, buy one garland and give to the deity every day. Okay, this is Vidhi sadhana, Vaidhi sadhana. Guru has asked, he has to take up the deity, offer a garland. He is going to the flower shop, purchasing a garland and giving to the deity. By so doing, after some time, one day, you'll think, well, every day I am just buying this dry flower. There is no fragrance here. Maybe I should go and buy some. Today I have time. I should go to market and purchase loose flower, which has got fragrance in it. At least one day I should prepare a garland for the deity and offer to him. This kind of taste, desire will automatically develop when he has practiced following the instructions of his spiritual master for a while. This is a science actually. Automatically now the taste is there. Next time Janmashtami is coming, nobody is telling him that only you have to offer garland. He is ready to decorate the whole deity. I mean to say the altar. He wants to cook so many items. He wants to invite so many people. He wants to do so many things. He's inspired now. See? Spontaneously coming. So there is a transformation happening through the acceptance of and practice of Vaidhi sadhana practice. It is gradually leading to Raga Bhakti. Any confusion? Clear? So we need to be very sincere about practicing Vaidhi sadhana.
So Prabhuji, that means if we listen Guru Maharaj, what she says, example, that is you telling it's Vaidhi sadhana, right? And if we do the Tulsi Arati every day and begging her mercy to increase, that is Raganuga Bhakti.
That is the practice of Raganuga.
Practice of Raganuga, okay.
That is Raganuga practice.
So one is sort of regularly like making rounds, for instance, and they usually get a supply of flowers. It's the ordinary thing. And they, like you were saying, that person went and he got some fragrant flowers. Similarly, that person may get fragrant flowers, but they might also do different technique or something of, spontaneous. This would also fall into that category.
Yeah. But normally that spontaneous thing will come on regular basis. It should be regular again. Not that today.
But because of that excitement that one feels when they do this, they may continue it on.
Yes, on regular basis.
This is way better than what I was thinking before.
Now here got test.
Yeah.
So upon the appearance of this test, he will automatically, spontaneously be entering into doing this service again and again without any stoppage. Now sometimes he is doing, not every day, but that time because he has got attachment, the spontaneous raga is there, he will not give up. He will continuously render the service. Like in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, what you do? You don't miss out the rules. Means one day you go, next day you don't do. Not like that. Chant 16 rounds every day. This is the instruction. When you develop the test, you are not stopping at 16 rounds. 24 hours your tongue is dancing. Tunde tanda veniratim vitanute tunda vali labdhaye karna kroda kadam vini ghatayate karma karnar budebhyaspyam cheto prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kriti na jane janita kiyadvi amritai krishnedi varnadvai. This is what experience and realization you will have. Oh, what a sweet taste has got these two words, two syllables, Krishna, so sweet. And it is kind of dancing in the core of my heart. It overfloods my entire senses. Sarvendriyanam kriti, the senses, they forget about their material enjoyment. This is the chanting of effect of the chanting of the holy name. That time he is experiencing and he is automatically attracted. He is not limited to chanting only 16 rounds. That means without fail, every day he is chanting 16 rounds. There is a statement in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Shastra Jukti Nahi Mane Raga Nugar Prakriti. Means when you come to the platform of Raga Nuga, you don't practice rules and regulations. You don't require any endeavor to practice rules and regulations. It is automatically being practiced. This is the meaning. But those who are not in that platform, they quote this statement and find an excuse not to practice by the sadhana. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So now, so that's a smritya kramena rasana manasi nijutya. Very carefully, you have to engage your tongue, mind, and other senses. Okay. Let us read this entire purport, what Prabhupada is speaking. This is very important. I don't want to speak much here. Let us read from Prabhupada's purport.
The mind may be one's enemy or one's friend. One has to train the mind to become his friend. Krishna consciousness movement, especially meant for training the mind to be always engaged. Mind contains hundreds and thousands of impressions, not only of this life, but also many lives of the past. These impressions sometimes come in contact with one another and produce contradictory pictures. In one way, the mind's function can become dangerous for a conditioned soul. Students of psychology are aware of the mind's various psychological changes. Bhagavad Gita 8:6 has said, whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. At the time of death, the mind and intelligence of the living entity create the subtle form of a certain type of body for the next life. If the mind suddenly thinks of something not very congenial, one has to take a corresponding birth in the next life. On the other hand, if one can think of Krishna at the time of death, he can be transferred to the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavana. This process of transmigration is very subtle. Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami advises devotees to train their minds in order that they will be unable to remember anything other than Krishna. Similarly, the tongue should be trained to speak only of Krishna and to taste only Krishna Prasada. Srila Rupa Goswami further advises, Tishtan Vraje, one should live in Vrindavana or any part of Rajabhumi. Rajabhumi, or the land of Vrindavana, is supposed to be 84 kroshas in area. 1 krosha equals 2 square miles. When one makes Vrindavana his residence, he should take shelter of an advanced devotee there. This way, one should always think of Krishna and his pastimes. This is further elucidated by Sri Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 12294. Krishnam Smaran Janam Tasya Krishnan Vija Samitam Tata Katara Tas Chasal Kuryad Vasam Braja Sada. A devotee should always reside in the transcendental realm of Raja and always engage in Krishnam Smaranam Janam Tasya Krishnam, the members of Sri Krishna and his beloved associates. By following the footsteps of such associates and by entering under their eternal guidance, one can acquire an intense desire to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Again, Srila Rupa Goswami states in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 12295, Seva Sadhaka Rupena, Siddha Rupena Chatrahi, Tadbhava Vipsunad Karya, Rajalokhanusarata. In the transcendental realm of Rajadhama, one should serve the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna with a feeling similar to that of his associates, and one should place himself under the direct guidance of a particular associate of Krishna and should follow in his footsteps. This method is applicable both in the stage of sadhana, spiritual practices executed while in the stage of bondage, and in the stage of sadhana, God realization, when one is a Siddha Purusha or a spiritually perfected soul.
Actually, see, here one statement is being made again and again. Of course, this is said in this verse, that Tishtan Braje Tad Anuragi Jananuga. One should be residing in Vrindavan, Braj, and following the footsteps of a Brajavasi, Bhakta who is kind of attached to Krishna, rendering devotional service in a particular mood. We need to follow his footsteps. We should not get confused by hearing this statement that, oh, that means I have to go to Vrindavan and stay there and do this. Who is that Brajavasi? I have to find out who is attached to Krishna. I don't know, that Uttamadhikari Vaishnava. Try to remember one thing here in this connection. Our society is a very well structured and well organized, well established movement. Here, everybody in this organization, we know Prabhupada is a very highly elevated, confidential devotee of the Lord. There is no doubt about it. Nobody has any question about Prabhupada. And what have been given to us, for example, we are reading this. This is given by Prabhupada. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, given by Prabhupada. So you follow him. Automatically you are following kind of, this Brajata Anuragi Jananuga. Prabhupada was residing in Vrindavan. Right? So he's in that way, you just follow him. And your Guru Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj, what they are saying, they are also teaching the same thing what Prabhupada has told us. They are not saying something different for us to do, practice. What is the confusion? If you are sincerely following what Prabhupada has given, believe me, Prabhupada will ensure that your spiritual life is growing nicely. You are moving towards the light. You will definitely go beyond the darkness. We don't have to find the solution elsewhere. And see, yes. No, you can see.
Also, I was thinking sometimes in the beginning, you find about this day may say, but actually you have to go to the level, you have to just listen about the pastimes of the confidential associates, and especially the copies. But then we can see Srila Prabhupada is giving you something more important. He's not just giving us to listen about these pastimes. He's giving us a process to which we can really imbibe the mood of this person, which is the idea. What is better, to live this way of life or just to listen about this way? So Srila Prabhupada is giving us a process through which we can really get the mood and this way really follow the Rajabasis.
ISKCON is the only organization which is avoiding qualification to sadhakas to be able to get the real taste into the higher practice of Krishna consciousness. We are the one who is qualifying only. Other people are jumping. Which is better, that you get the qualification to jump, then you jump and go there, or without any qualification you are trying to jump. You have seen those who are kind of, into sports game, they go under training, and after that they finally they go like, nothing. Other person go, they, break their head and leg and everything because they haven't practiced. They are not qualified. So this is what Prabhupada is, a kind of qualified master. He's giving us training. He's awarding us the qualification. Now he's waiting. When you become qualified, then you see, automatically you are there. This is what people don't understand. They say, no, Prabhupada is not giving. He's giving you the best thing, that he's qualifying you. And this process, how it, unfolds, this Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he has spoken in the neophyte stage. Next page, if you start from 76, that paragraph. In the neophyte stage,
one should always engage in hearing Krishna Katha. This is called Shravana Darsha, the stage of hearing. By constantly hearing the transcendental holy name of Krishna and hearing of his transcendental form, qualities, and pastimes, one can attain to the stage of acceptance called Radha Darsha. When one attains this stage, he becomes attached to hearing of Krishna Katha. When one is able to chant in ecstasy, he attains the stage of Shravana Darsha, the stage of remembering. Recollection, absorption, meditation, constant remembrance, and trance are the 5 items of progressive Krishna phenomena. At first, remembrance of Krishna may be interrupted at intervals, but later, remembrance proceeds uninterrupted. When remembrance is uninterrupted, it becomes concentrated and is called meditation. When meditation expands and becomes constant, it is called anusmriti. By uninterrupted and unceasing and unsmriti, one enters the stage of samadhi or spiritual trance. As the Smarana Darsha or samadhi has fully developed, the soul comes to understand his original constitutional position. At that time, he can perfectly and clearly understand his eternal relationship with Krishna. That is called Sampati Darsha, the perfection of life.
okay. Starting from Shravan Dasa unto Sampatti Dasa, that is where he is entering into his relationship with Krishna. It means how he is going to serve the Lord in the spiritual world. That position will be given to him at the stage of Sampatti Dasa and starts from Shravana Dasa. Our Shravanam Kirtanam is regarding Krishna only. We study Bhagavatam, we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. These are all transcendental activities. So our practice is perfect. Therefore, we don't have to worry about anything. We just simply want to start. When you start hearing and chanting in the beginning, when you kind of do regular basis and more, you become mature automatically. Just like a baby is born, as long as he is not dying, living in that body, he'll automatically become mature. Right? Similarly, you have taken birth in Krishna consciousness, just live with it. When you continue living with it, automatically you will become mature. That means you will come to the stage of Varandasa. Varandasa means at the time you will be practicing your Shravana Kirtana, what you have heard already. See how it is unfolding? There is no question of contemplating and adulterating, hallucinating. No. In the stage of Varna, you are practicing what you have heard already. Then you are on the line. It's like a train. Train is on the track. Okay. First it picks up, is going slow. And then when it picks up the speed, it's not that he's taking another track. He's on the same track, but he's running very fast. Right? So your track was what sadhana practice have been given, you have picked up the track. Then when you have become more matured, now you are going to the second gear. This is the stage of Varandasa. Give the example of train. What you have kind of heard, learned before, you becoming more serious and regular in that practice. Nothing new. Not that you're going to have two more wings appearing and you'll be flying from here to downtown. No. Okay. You will become automatically more serious. And what you have heard, you will be just practicing the same. Then in that way, gradually you will develop the test, and then you will be entering into the Smarana platform. Smarana has got 5 stages: Smarana, Dharana, then Dhyana, Anusmriti, and Samadhi. Smarana, sometimes there is disruption. Okay, but when you come to Dharana, at the stage of Dharana, there is no breakage. Okay, your remembrance is smooth. Then you come to the dhyana stage. That means that time you have understood the object of your meditation, and your meditation is constant, continuous. That is anusmriti, and then when it is uninterrupted, it becomes samadhi. Then you come to the next stage. This is in the Smarandasa platform. After that, you come to a stage where you realize your spiritual identity. Then finally Sampati Dasa is the situation, is the platform where you have understood your relationship. And you act in that relationship at that time. That's the last stage. Anyway, you see, these things are already spoken to us by our acharyas. So what is missing? Nothing is missing here. Huh? So we need to understand this and just simply continue to practice. Last paragraph. The Chaitanya Charitamrita advises those who are neophytes to give up all kinds of motivated desires and simply engage in the regulative devotional service of the Lord according to the directions of Scripture. In this way, a neophyte can gradually develop attachment for Krishna's name, fame, form, qualities, and so forth. When one has developed such attachment, he can spontaneously serve the Lord's lotus feet of Krishna, even without following the regulative principles. This stage is called Raga Bhakti, or devotional service in spontaneous love. At that stage, the devotee can follow in the footsteps of one of the eternal associates of Krishna in Vrindavan. This is called Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti, or spontaneous devotional service, can be executed in Santaras when one aspires to be like Krishna's cows, or the stick or flute in Krishna's hand, or the flowers around Krishna's neck. In Dasyaras, one follows in the footsteps of servants like Chitraka, Patraka, or Raktaka. In friendship, Shakhyaras, one can become a friend like Baladev, Sridama, or Sudama. In Vatsalyaras, characterized by parental affection, one can become like Nanda Maharaj or Jashoda. And in Madhurya Rasa, characterized by conjugal love, one can become like Srimati Radharani or her lady friends, such as Lalita or her serving maids. Manjaris like Rupa and Rati. This is the essence of all instruction in the matter of devotional service. So becoming like Radharani or her maid, lady friends doesn't mean that you become like them. Means you are really following their footsteps. And how do you follow their footsteps? By following the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, who is Rupa Manjari. How do you follow Rupa Goswami's footsteps? By following Prabhupada's footsteps. This is called Parampara system. Any question or comment?
All the last that you mentioned that is mentioned, that's under the Avidya Bhakti, that falls under that category.
That can be Vaidhi Bhakti, Raganga Bhakti, both. Vaidhi Sadhak also, they have got this Dasyaras, Sakhyaras, Vatsalyaras, Madhuras, and Raganuga also they have. That means in the platform of Vaidhi, there is more knowledge about Krishna's opulence, Aishwarya Mishrita Prema. But in Madhura Rasa, Aishwarya Jnanahin. Aishwarya dekhile ho nijo sambandha se mane. Mother Yashoda, when she sees Vishwarupa, the universal form in Krishna's mouth, that's also a display of Krishna's opulence. But Mother Yashoda is thinking, he is my Lala, he is my small baby. That is Vatsalyaras. In Raganuga platform, the devotee is not very much concerned about that. He is just interested in serving Krishna for Krishna's pleasure. Okay. Yes, Jimmy?
So I have two questions. I was thinking one, in Vaidhi, Bhakti sadhana bhakti, when our sadhana is a little unsteady, right, then what to do? Right, so say, I think personally for me, sometimes I don't come to Mangalarti on time, or I'm changing all my rounds, I don't have to start finishing them throughout the day. They're not all done before the deity opening or by the morning. And also, I think sometimes Guru Puja, sometimes I have to go up for clearing, answering the call of nature, or just very, very tired. So some parts of the morning program, I miss them sometimes. What to do, Guru?
First of all, you should feel regretful. that I have been given so much wonderful opportunity. I am not able to come to attend all these programs on time. This is my misfortune. And then you should remember that Krishna is so kind. He knows everything, past, present, and future. If I just simply come to him and tell him, look, you know what is going to happen to me tomorrow. I don't know. Please help me so that I can remain healthy, peaceful. I want to just simply serve you. At least I know. I do not know what is in my future life, but you know what is in my future life. At least I know you. That's why I'm coming to you. Every day make sincere request. Submit a sincere request to Krishna so that you can be engaged in his service. And every day also from your side, you should make some endeavor. Not that we pray to Krishna and you be grateful, then you don't make any endeavor. No, you also have to make an endeavor. And try to remember what you are reading. Then what will happen? Gradually, these challenges will go away. And anyway, there is also another thing to take a look at, or we need to look on, is that as long as we have got this material body, there will be some complaint coming from the body, and we have to manage that. We cannot totally neglect it. Neither you can become so much involved with that you become body conscious. So you have to make a balance. No, I need to maintain this machine so that it can keep moving to do what I'm supposed to do. I don't get so much attached to it that sometimes you sleep so much because you have slept so much, that's why you are feeling tired also. Huh? This is true, right? Yeah. So don't sleep so much that out of sleep only you becoming tired. You are a sincere boy. Just if you maintain your sincerity, Radha Govind will bless you.
My other question was the last purport, the last verse, the one before, the Prabhupada's purport was talking about when one becomes initiated, they start bhajana kriya. So I was wondering about my position as a bhakta. I have not taken diksha, formal diksha yet. So I was wondering if this still, what I'm doing now is sadhana bhakti, if this still counts.
Yes. Yes. Because you are following Shiksha Guru in the temple, what they are asking, Prabhupada also Shiksha Guru, you are following a Guru. So now you need to just complete the initiation process.
I also want to ask, how important is diksha for bhajana kriya? How important is diksha?
Actually, what happens is, diksha means here it's like a relationship with your Guru. You have developed, you know, that he can guide you. Anytime you have some questions, you can ask. Sometimes you have some private questions, some confidential questions also, you can, you know, open your mind to him. And then what will happen? He will give you further enlightenment and will get further test, because normally the test in Krishna consciousness is, you know, received or revived through the taste of a senior Vaishnava. And that time also become more inquisitive to learn the more intricate part of Krishna conscious practices. Therefore, Guru is there to guide us. We are sadhu, we are in the learning platform. We are student, Prabhupada says. We are student. Student means we need to learn. That means we need somebody to enlighten us. That is the Guru. He is very important. You must take shelter of the spiritual master. And in ISKCON we have another course also. I don't know whether you have gone through it or not. Disciple course. You have gone through it? Not yet. You should also, you know, go through this ISKCON disciple.
I think 21st they said it should start one. 21st May or June.
They didn't get enough number of candidates. That's why they have canceled this. Otherwise, I was supposed to.
I don't know.
Yesterday is 21st, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was supposed to
Yeah, I
study.
thought it started.
No, I didn't. There is no course,
Okay.
there is no class yesterday. So anyway, so you have to go to this ISKCON
We
disciple
might have
course.
some disable. Yeah.
ISKCON disciple course. There you will learn how to, choose bona fide guru. So these things are necessary.
So, do you know when they move or they cancel? Because we might announce our next program. Some other
It's
devotee
cancelled as
might
far as
want
I
to.
know. But Tulsi Prabhu told me it is not happening. That means I believe it is cancelled.
Okay, but anyway, we'll try to gather more devotees who can